capture somebody within 3 seconds. And so if you learn to tweak that, I have a friend that his life was pretty messed up. I got him into church. His life escalated. Then his daughter was with her, and all of a sudden he has the greatest relationship with his daughter, and then with church, and then with friends. And you can't do everything you want in one shot, but if you can just get your mind focused and disciplined to focus on one thing and not be distracted, not having that second business backup, should this one fail. Like you already failed thinking that. Stick to one thing. You can't have two masters. Focus on one, master it. Those same principles you apply to that one business venture, you can add it to the other 700 you build later. But if you can't master one, you're never going to go nowhere. You're going to be switching, jumping around. There's a lot of veterans here who I've seen that have retired. This is impressive, Doctor. And so the key is just once you know who you are, what you want to do, develop yourself in a way that you can do a presentation so that you can actually be more functional, be more, I mean, there's nothing more pride than you say, I built this, I did it. I wasn't dumb to pay them $5,000 for a website, I did it in 5 minutes. That's awesome stuff. I don't care how much money you make. You know, it makes you kind of weary if you just throw money around like, you know, usually people that do that are because they were poor, woke up poor one morning and eventually made some money and they want to show off. But for educated people that I've seen that have grown up with money, they respect money. You know, if a penny's on the floor, they'll pick it up not because they're greedy, because they understand that if you respect money, money will respect you. No different than time. Time can be your best friend or your worst enemy. So I lived like this for no electric bill, no water bill, no bills for 11 years. I took my credit, closed everything to start from zero. Everything went down by the time I got started with my credit a year and a half ago, 518 on my credit score. I went up to 756 points within a year and 2 months, strategizing credit cards and all these things because I know once I launch what I'm doing. It was a project. Can I be homeless and get out of it? And the problem was, the reason why I got out of it because I started getting comfortable. It's like when you get to a certain position, you become comfortable, and that's the scariest part. I said, I'm going to go to Hollywood, work with celebrities, create music, do all this fun stuff. And I did all that. I have a journal. It's called the Book of Life to me. And whatever I write in this journal, I have a motto that I live by. It's hear it, say it, write it, and do it. Those 4 things will work. Because you got to hear it either through the Holy Spirit, through somebody saying something, and you say it to repeat it to verify that that's going to work. Then you write it to put it in planning and to everything. And now you have a foolproof plan that cannot fail. And everybody who doesn't succeed at something, show me the paperwork that you had that you were going to do it, and the answer will be, what paperwork? You know, that's the reality. So it doesn't take much to write your plan for the day. It creates something within yourself. It gives you somewhat accountability. And when we are our own boss, we can come in when we want, punch out when we want, don't put in the efforts. We made the numbers early, so we take an early day off as if we're not desperate anymore. The reason I became homeless is because when I was working in Hollywood, I became the most ungrateful bastard anyone's ever met. The spoon is too dirty, the glass is this, or you didn't put the napkin in the right place. All this nonsense. I grew up poor. Like, where the hell do I come from acting like this? But being around certain environments affects you. You can't help it. I wouldn't be able to speak English like this if I didn't hang around nothing but Americans instead of my Mexican friends. Did I get hated by my Mexican friends? Yeah. But where are they now? And the thing is, it's all about you, who you're going to end up becoming, and how you choose to look at the world. But ultimately, I said I decided to do that so that I could be grateful again, so that I could see what it's like to have electricity when I need a sink and I need to brush my teeth and there's a dirty sink, and I just put my hand there because I don't want to touch anything. I'll close it with my elbows. And you develop this gratefulness about everything. Now I have no complaints. I am complete. I'm 50 years old. I've never been sick in my life, thank God. And all I want to say is I just want to be able to contribute to the city. I came to El Paso because I wanted to build a bus with my own hands. It took me a year and a half to go from LA to here on a bus. I didn't even know you need a license for those big buses. And I just thought if you could drive it, you could do it. But now you need an air brake license and all this other stuff, which I talked to like I said, I do sales, so they let me go on the bridge and everything was cool. So I came to El Paso. I got it, that bus, from the ground up like a hamburger grill. I slept on there. I put a sheet of plywood so I can sleep on that thing. I would go to Circle K to take care of business, and I got a membership at the gym so I could actually shower. Well, while I was there, I was able to do a little maneuver so I could probably do my Karate Kid one-legged squat. Yep, I could still do it. So, but I heard at 50 you could probably do that too eventually. But anyways, so I was able to do this. I built a bus. I went to a place and I told them, how do you do upholstery? How do you do stitching? How do you do tinting? How do you do plumbing? How do you do electrical? How do you do all these things? And I told them, I'll clean your toilets. There's not a single person that will say no. And I figured, do I get in debt and be like some people that will get $200,000 in debt with their school and they want to be a bartender at the end? Or do I just ask a professional how to do it and learn from a mentor that I'm not ashamed to lose my pride and say, you know what, I don't care if I just came from Beverly Hills, I'll clean your toilets and I'll clean it like you've never been cleaned. Some pieces I even took drywall off to deliver what I promised because there was no cleaning, there was nothing there. And so by doing that, I was allowed me to build friends. I got into production. I do video, audio, websites, photography, graphics, everything that a multimedia company does, I do it but on steroids. All I've done for the last 14 years is nothing but this. I don't date, I don't go out, I stay on my cave doing this. I lived in the van, I got too much equipment, I couldn't live in there no more. So I got a 3-bedroom house, and I figured it's cheaper to live in a 3-bedroom house than being homeless in a van, because I rent a house by UTIP, 4 bedrooms plus upstairs, rent the whole thing, rent it out to students. At the end of the day, I'm getting paid to live in that house instead of living for free and the homeless. But I only lived homeless because I had to get that ungratefulness out of me. And when I started getting too comfortable in that condition, that's when I had to leave. Now, I don't recommend none of you guys go through that thing, but all of you guys should understand that you guys need to build your own bus and the destiny that awaits you guys. The stuff that I do as far as multi-marketing, I take over search engines on #1. I went to Hollywood and said, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take over the search engines when it comes to exotic animals, because they need bears on the movies that won't kill you. They need cars and boats and yachts and models and all that other stuff. So I came on #1. When somebody looked for that in Hollywood, I came on #1. So they called me. 3 months later, I'm at a penthouse. I got $200,000 invested to build on this bus because I'm not going to waste my time working an unnecessary job that I hate to save some money for my dream. There's people already that have money and don't know what to do with it. On this side of the tracks, everybody has the ideas, and on this side of the tracks, everybody has the money. And nobody knows what to do on either side. And unless somebody like me can open the door for both of them, then everybody's going to be the next generation. If you paint cars, chances are your kids are going to paint cars. If you're a banker, whatever you do, chances are your kids are going to do the same, you know? So it's very important that you find out what you want to do regardless of what people tell me, Eddie, you could have done this, you could have done this. And I go, no, if you were me, you would have done that. I don't want to do that. I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. I've had that freedom, thank God. And like I said, to me, it's Jesus who's done it for me, because otherwise I would be lying if I said I'm self-made, you know? But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope I didn't take. Thank you. Any questions? October 11, 1992, 12:47 p.m. Anything else? Okay, so you guys rock and roll. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for your time.